Welcome to Katie Lynn Lives. Today's class is a Pilates-inspired beginner to intermediate class with no equipment required. We'll start by standing at the back of our mat, placing our right hand on our heart and our left hand on our tummy. Take some deep breaths here, in through your nose, out your mouth, bringing fresh oxygen into your body and setting your intention for today's class. Good. Release your hands and let's reach up towards the sky, making some big circles with our arms, lengthening our spine and rooting into the ground. Let's take some shoulder rolls here, really making movements that feel good in your body, and dive forward to your mat to stretch out the back of your legs. Let's roll back up, reach up for the sky, and then dive back down to our mat. Moving the full body. Again, roll up, reach up, and then dive right back down to your mat. You should start to feel the stretch in the back of your legs. You can even pedal your legs out here to really get into your hamstrings and your calves. Folding at the hips. We can come up to a halfway lift and then fold back on over. We're going to bend our left knee, plant our right hand into the mat, and reach up with our left arm, taking our gaze towards the sky, really feeling a deep stretch in the back of our right leg. Go ahead, bring your hand back down. And we'll come right into the other side, this time bending the right knee, looking up, reaching that arm up towards the sky. Hold, hold, hold. And then bring it back to the mat. We can take another lift here, putting your hands on your shins, and then bend back over. Roll all the way up and stretch it out. Stretch out your back if you need to. And let's go ahead and take it onto all fours, coming into our first downward facing dog. So take a moment here to really get deeper into the stretch, into the back of your legs and your back. Pedaling out your legs and sending your chest towards your thighs. Nice deep breaths. Good. Let's come down now into all fours. You can untuck your toes if you like, and we're going to take some cat-cows here. So as you breathe in, look all the way up to the sky, and as you breathe out, arch your spine coming into your cat. Really think about making a full semicircle with your spine as you do this, drawing your navel into your spine. And then let's take it side to side, this time taking our semicircle in a different plane, really loosening up the spine here. This is a perfect time to do what feels good for you, so I like to take some rolls here in both directions. Let your body be free. So good. Wonderful. Let's now take our bird dogs. So you can either just take this with the leg and kick back with one leg, or we're going to keep our tabletop position and also extend our opposite arm out. So I have my left arm and my right leg fully extending and then coming in to touch knee to elbow. When you're doing this exercise, try to keep your core nice and strong and keep the rest of your body as still as possible. Keep your gaze down towards the mat, and we're going to come right into some lifts here, some pulses. So give me 20 lifts. You can do it. Really squeeze the glute and squeeze the shoulder. And now let's keep them lifted and see if you can reach back and grab the top of your foot with your hands, stretching out the backside of your body. Breathe. And release. Let's come back down into our all fours, and this time we're going to take our left arm and we're going to thread it through our right arm and our legs. Threading the needle here at your own pace. Really engaging your core and your obliques. Bending that right arm as you come down. Staying nice and stable in your lower body. Taking about 10 here at your own pace. So good. Let's now raise our arm and our opposite leg. So we're going to lift our left arm out laterally, and we're going to lift our right leg up with a 90-degree bend. So this is like a fire hydrant with an added bonus. If this is too much for you, you can just do the arm or the leg. If not, try to keep your whole body moving here, and let's take some pulses. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Wonderful. Let's go ahead and come back to our all fours, and we're going to take it right into the other side. So you can take your bird dogs with just the left leg, or you can go ahead and reach your right arm out as well, bringing the elbow to the knee. Keep pushing out of the mat with your left arm. Keep drawing your belly button into your spine. This is so good for your core to stabilize. Just give me a couple more here, and then we're going to pulse, 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 just like this. Starting to get into our glute and the back of our shoulder. See if you can lift it just a little bit higher. Wonderful. Let's go ahead and take that stretch, reaching back and grabbing the top of our foot with our opposite arm. Really being gentle here, not pushing yourself too much. Just challenging yourself to bring a little bit more mobility into today's class. And let's come back down, and we're going to thread the needle on the opposite side. So we're bending our left elbow this time as we bring our right arm through the hole. Think about engaging your obliques, the sides of your core. Your gaze is following your arm, and your lower body is still. Just a couple more here. So good. Let's now come into pulses on our opposite arm and leg. So this time you're taking the fire hydrant with your left leg and raising your right arm directly out to the side. Halfway there. Can you give me 5 more? Keep squeezing. 3, 2, 1. So good. Let's take some pulses here as well. Really burn it out, getting into the sides of our glutes and our shoulders. Wonderfully done. Come back into all fours and let's take a little breather in child's pose. Relax your lower body, relax your shoulders, and take some deep breaths here. Wonderful. We're going to come back up, tuck your toes under, and let's lift our hips up into the sky, coming into our second down dog. And then we're going to bring our right knee to the opposite elbow, the elbow in front of it, and then into three-legged dog. So we'll take about 10 of these here. So it's tap, tap, and lift. No rush, taking this at your own pace. Tap, tap, and lift. Really getting a good stretch in. This should feel really good at the top and also challenge your arms and your core. See if you can take that knee a little higher up the arm, above the elbow if possible. And now let's just stretch out the back of our leg here. Bend your knee and stack your hips. Wonderful. And let's slowly ease out. We'll bring that knee down and we'll lift up the opposite leg, tapping our left toes on either side of the mat. So see if you can make these rainbows really nice and big and juicy. Get into all of those glute fibers. You might feel some tension on the supporting leg as well. That is perfectly normal. And keeping the leg lifted, let's draw some circles now. Starting in one direction, counting to 10. And then switching directions, again counting to 10. Wonderful. Bring that knee in, tuck your toes, lift your hips, and we're going to come right into the other side. So we'll take a nice juicy three-legged dog, really stretching out that leg, and then we'll tap the opposite elbow and the elbow in front. Taking 10 on this side as well. Keep pushing out of your shoulders. Keep your core engaged. Stick with me here. I know your arms might be getting tired, but we only have a couple more. So good. Lift that leg up, 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 and bend the knee. Stack the hips, bringing your gaze towards the sky. And then you can just slowly bring that knee down, place it on the mat, and lift up for your rainbows on the opposite leg, making big arches with your right toes. Really envision drawing the movement out of your glutes, engaging those glute muscles. Tap and tap. So good. This time, let's go ahead and bring it back to the center, and we'll take circles with our toes in one direction, keeping that leg nice and straight. And let's switch directions and count to 10. Good work. You can bring that knee in. And now we'll take some push-ups here. So you can just take these push-ups in the all fours position, keeping your elbows a little bit in towards your body so you're getting really into those triceps. If you're feeling strong, you can also come up onto your toes to increase the intensity. Take these at your own pace. Breathing, pushing yourself away from the mat. So good. All right, let's come onto our elbows and we'll come into a low plank here. You can even bring your hands together for some more support. We're gonna come up into dolphin, come into low plank, come up into dolphin, and come into low plank. And then we're gonna take hip dips twice on both sides. So middle and dip to the right, middle and dip to the left, and then 2 dolphins, just like this. And then we'll repeat dip and dip, dip and dip. We'll take 3 more of these sets, really engaging your lower core in both exercises, getting all of your ab muscles engaged, drawing your belly button in towards your spine. Can you dip a little bit lower? Can you send your hips a little bit higher? Dip and dip. Awesome. Let's hold this plank here for just a few seconds, engaging your core as much as possible, and then drop down onto your knees. We're going to come and bring ourselves down and reach our arms out in front of us so that we can draw them in and really squeeze the upper back. So we're taking some Supermans here just with our upper body, really thinking about engaging your back to lift you off the floor, giving your core a nice breather, getting the back side of our body. You can even imagine there is a pencil in between your shoulder blades that you are squeezing together. Good, take it a little bit higher. Now let's put our hands underneath our forehead and we're going to lift both of our legs off of the floor now. So keeping your legs straight, really squeeze out of your glutes and your hamstrings to bring your toes as far off the ground as possible. Keep squeezing. And now let's combine these movements. So we're going to lift and row. Come back down, lift and row. If you can, try to keep your hands off of the ground the entire time to really bring some more intensity into the row motion, engaging the whole backside of your body. So good. Give me a couple more. Wonderful. Let's go ahead and lift up. Stretch out for a second, taking your gaze up towards the sky, and then we'll tuck our toes and come right into our down dog. Spread your feet out here. Let yourself just take a breather. Remember your intention for today's class. And come back to your breath. Okay, let's walk our toes up towards our hands. We'll take them about hip distance apart and we'll roll all the way up to standing. Reach up towards the sky and come into chair pose. Let's just hold right here for a second to warm up our legs. Sitting lower, bringing those hips low into chair. Your arms are by your ears and your gaze is down. All right, let's stand up. And from here, you can take your hands into prayer and we'll take some squats here. So take 10 squats, really getting into those legs. I want you to think about pressing the mat away from you on your way up. We're going to be getting into the legs a little bit more in this sequence, so pace yourself. Okay, let's put our weights into our right leg, and we're just going to alternate tapping our left toes back and forward. The more bend you have in your right leg, the more challenging this will be. We're just finding our balance here, and then we're going to speed it up into a run in a second. So let's go ahead and pump our arms and double time this. So good. And kick, and kick, and kick. Wonderful. So take that leg back, and you can take your arms behind your head. We're going to take some lunges here. So give me about 10 lunges. 4, 5, amazing. We're halfway there. Really press out of that front leg, engaging the glutes, keeping the core strong. And then we'll bring our feet back to the front of the mat, and we'll go right into the opposite side. Tapping that right toe back and forward, keeping a bend in your standing leg. Preparing for our sprint. Let's go ahead and sprint, and sprint, and sprint. Core is tight, arms are pumping. So good. Let's take this home with some lunges. So we send that right leg back and we go all the way down and up. Maintain a slight hinge at your hips and really push out of that front glute. Keep going, keep breathing. Awesome. Bring both of your feet to the front of your mat. This time we'll take them slightly closer together for our squats. We'll take 10 squats in this position. 4, 5, 6. See if you can get a little bit lower. Use your arms to pump. And now let's take our feet wider than the mat. And we'll take some more squats here, getting a little bit more into our inner thighs. You should feel a slight burn coming on. Wonderful. Now let's sit all the way down into our squats, into our yogi squat, bringing our elbows into our thighs, and we're going to place our left hand down on the mat and reach behind us with our right hand, taking a nice twist for our spine, detoxing our organs, and then going right on into the other side. Breathe. And let's bring it back to center. All right, let's sit on down onto our glutes nice and gently, coming into our teaser position. If you need to, you can scooch back a little bit on your mat to make some space. And then we're going to alternate dropping our legs. So just 10 here, 5 on either side. 4, 5, really starting to engage that lower core a little bit more, burning out our abs here. Good job, you guys. And now let's take some crunches here. So You only have your weight on your glutes. If you need to, you can place your hands behind you to support yourself. Really squeezing out of your core and your upper thighs. Amazing. Stay here. And now let's just take some twists. Twist, 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 twist. You can keep your knees bent or straight for an extra challenge. We are almost done class, you guys. Keep burning out your core with me. We're going to roll back onto our back slowly. Make sure that your lower back is touching the mat and that there's no space. And let's alternate dipping our toes onto the mat. Try to keep your legs at a 90-degree angle with your knees just over your hips. Awesome. Now we're going to intensify it by adding both legs at once while keeping our lower back touching the mat. Really think about knitting your ribs in here. Your ribs are coming towards your pelvis. You are so strong. So good, you guys. Okay, let's go ahead and bring our hands behind our head, and we're going to take some crunches here. Can you give me 10 crunches? 3, 4, 5. Keep those knees over your hips. Almost there. And 10. Awesome. Let's extend one leg out, bring opposite knee to elbow, and we'll take some bicycles here. Finding the movement, really engaging the core, preparing for double time. Let's run. Sprint it out. This is our final push of class today. So really give it your all. Let your core burn a little bit more. Faster, faster. Awesome. All right, you guys, shake it out. Let's take a brief stretch. You can let your knees rest to one side of your mat. Roll out your ankles. Drop them to the left side and then look towards the right side of your mat. And then the opposite direction, drop them towards the right and look towards the left. Come back to center. Let's cross our right ankle over our left thigh and draw that thigh towards your body. Relaxing into the figure 4. Let's switch, taking our left ankle over our right and drawing that right thigh in towards the chest, giving a nice release for that glute. Melting into this pose. Wonderful job, you guys. You can release your legs now. And let's come on up into a seated position. Crossing your legs in front of you. Reach on up towards the sky. Really lengthen your spine. And we're going to stretch on over towards the left. Bringing our right hand overhead. Taking our gaze up to the sky, lengthening the side body. Awesome. Let's come right on over into the other side. Nice long side body here, taking our gaze upwards. And release. Let's close today's practice by reaching up and bringing our hands towards our heart. If you want to, you can keep them here, or you can release them to your thighs, palms up or down, your choice. We'll close our eyes and roll our shoulders back and down. Let's just take a moment to let all of that work settle into our body. Thank yourself for showing up today, for completing your intention. Just breathe. Breathing in peace and breathing out any stress. You can pause the video here if you would like, and when you're ready, bring some gentle movement back into your body by wiggling your fingers, rolling out your neck, and letting all of those good feelings sink into your body. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I really appreciate it. Make sure that you check out all of my resources in the description box below, as well as subscribe, like, and share this with somebody you love.